Nah, no.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing? Off the underside, we're live here on a Tuesday night to talk about the weekend's football action. I'm joined by Corey and Davey. How you getting on, lads?
Aye, alright.
Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Why is that, David?
Because I've got the cold.
You've got the
Same.
cold, so you're happy, aye?
Aye.
You're always get a cold, but two years are always no well, man.
I'm
Always.
after more too.
You're after more.
Aye.
That's no bad, I guess.
I'm not
Sorry
getting
for
the vapes to blame for my no well, but I was out on Saturday and it was pissing down. And then I get made to go to Smith's and it was pissing down. And then I get made to go back to Smith's on Sunday and it was pissing down again.
Did you not wear a jacket or anything, no?
Yeah.
Well,
The joys of living in sunny Scotland, boys. That's what happens.
sorry, God.
Anyway, sorry we're a wee bit late, man. It was my fault. I needed a PP and it dragged on a wee bit, so apologies. Natalie, how you doing, pal? Natalie's in the house. Aye. So before we get into the football, which I don't really want to get into, to be honest, because I'm just fucking going to sit and depress myself. But Corey, what have you been up to? You've been a wee lamb, mate. You've been no well lately, haven't you?
I've not been well, mate. I've not been well. Fucking dying off. Same thing that Davey's got, man.
What about now? How you feeling now, sweetheart?
Getting better.
You
My
getting
cough's
better?
not going away anytime soon, but I'll get there.
Good, mate. Good. Dennis, and that's Craigie, boy. Craigie, how you doing, mate? Craig McAdams in the house. We've got 7 people viewing. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. If you're not already subscribed, that would be very much appreciated. So anyway, we're going to have to just fucking get straight in it. We're going to have to talk about this pish for the next
Stop
20
smiling.
minutes or so, no doubt. Eh?
Tell him to stop smiling. I said the last week.
He can't take a smile off his face. There's no point in trying to change that. Craig's all good, he said. He's very happy. So we've got a comment here for David Grant straight away. If it doesn't rain, it pours, just like Celtic at the moment. It's definitely got to improve for everyone. Right, so David, we'll just get straight into that. Unfortunately, this weekend, Celtic were playing St Mirren. St Mirren won the cup final. Corey, you were at the game. How'd it go?
No, I didn't make it.
Well, you didn't go, did you? I'm sorry, I didn't go. I thought you put your big boy pants on and went.
Absolutely fucking not, mate. My big boy pants are in the fucking wash.
Okay, mate. So what did you make of the game then?
Shite, mate. Absolutely shite. There's no other word to describe it. It was fucking rotten. Starting off, losing that goal so cheaply, criminal. We got into the game a wee bit more, but it still wasn't anywhere near good enough. Then the second half, we just didn't look like we had any ideas, anything. And I've tried to defend Nancy, and I kind of get it. I do get that people are saying they want him out and stuff like that, but in my head, I keep thinking that there's so much stuff going on before he even arrived for this season to be an absolute fucking nightmare, and I think he just came in the worst possible time. That everybody just. But I get you that you're shaking your head, Jamie. But I'm not saying that. Or if he came earlier or anything, that it would have made it easier. But it's not. It's like it's not his fault that we're not in the Champions League. It's not his fault that we're not got any decent players through the door. It's not his fault before that we were behind with Hearts. There's so many people that we should point the finger at that our season's been a total fuck up. I'm not saying he's let off the hook because of the 3 games that he's played, because the 3 games have been shite. But there's so many factors to take into account with all this, and I get that. But I just feel there is a part of me. I just feel a bit fucking rotten for him. I know that he's probably not the man for the job, but I do feel rotten for him because he's just becoming a scapegoat a wee bit.
I feel rotten for him for the human side of things. That he's just he seems like a nice guy, but when it comes to football, mate, I feel you're making excuses. I feel Chris Sutton's making excuses. I feel a lot of people are making excuses, pointing the finger at the board and all that. Listen, we've been pointing the finger at the board all season. The board are a joke, right? We all know that.
Well,
They didn't back Brendan Rodgers at the appropriate time. It took too long. Eventually they did, but like I kept saying at Sunday, right? There is not one St Mirren player who would get in that Celtic team on paper. Not one. So the Celtic
Aye.
players are better. The Celtic players are better. They turned up on Sunday and they get absolutely bullied. They get battered. St Mirren won 3-1. It could have been 4-5-6, to be honest with you. There was loads of chances, to be honest with you, that, you know, the Gogic one, for instance, where he was a whisker away for getting on the end of it, that could have been a goal. The first minute, I done a video about Rio Hatate before the game. All right, he scored a good goal. I'll take that away from him. But his overall play is shocking, absolutely shocking. He get bullied for the first goal. You're fucking straight away, you're under pressure because he can't fucking defend. Do you know what I mean? And then just throughout the whole game, we were shite. We had a wee 15-20 minute period in the first half where, you know, we were creating chances, but we never even looked that threatening. Boy George in goal for St Mirren made one good save, and even at that, that was going to be an OG. You know what I mean? The boy hit it back to him, and he saved it very quickly down to his left hand side. There was just nothing, man. And then when it comes to Nancy, there's just so many things, Corey, that you could point at. You know what I mean? The back three just isn't working. We all know
Yeah.
that.
Aye, that's what I'm
His
saying.
team,
Like, oh,
aye, but his team selection is shocking. You know, like I say, Benjamin Negrin is deemed good enough to start against Hearts, deemed good enough to start against Roma, but yet doesn't get one single minute. That tells me he doesn't know his team, doesn't know his best players. You've got Yang again, who got 10 minutes, even though he was good enough to start both games. James Forrester comes on before him. There's just so many fucking things. There's so many things that Nancy doesn't know what he's doing, mate. And the thing is, he seems like the sort of coach that isn't going to change anything. It's just his style. He isn't going to fucking back down. You know, Martin O'Neill was on TalkSport the other day saying that he spoke to him for 15 minutes and that was it. Nancy just doesn't want to change. He wants his own style. Sean Maloney or Fotheringham or something should have stayed on as well to kind of guide him. He's just took his own backroom staff, every single person. I just think he's way, way, way out of his depth.
I get what you're saying. Like on paper, St Mirren are a better, like St Mirren aren't better than Celtic, but sometimes it's just down to sheer determination and if sheer bit of bottle. Because look at
Well,
Hearts
well,
again
well.
on
If
paper.
Celtic players haven't got determination, that's down to the manager.
Aye, but but also saying that like I'm not letting on say away with it. I'm just saying that on that day that St Mirren were more determined, they had more bottle than us, but that's been an issue all season. That's not just because Nonsies came in. We've had a good spell underneath Martin O'Neill for 5-6 weeks. That doesn't make a season. August we were fucking minging. September, October minging. Aye, November we were alright under Martin O'Neill, but majority of this season we've been minging, and it's not just because of nonsense. Is what I'm trying to say. But I think as this season goes on, people will point the finger at nonsense when there's so much more factors than its actual.
I don't think everybody's
I
pointing
mean,
the finger just at Nancy. I think
I think
everybody is
loads of
blaming it
people are
all.
saying that it's like this is a disaster because he's a manager. We've already lost a cup. We'll lose the league. I'm like, bye, but we've already potentially lost the league and all that due to the fact what's happened in the past. Is what I'm
But
saying.
Martin
3 weeks
O'Neill,
ago, 3 weeks
But
ago, we
I
were
get
shouting
the
we were
whole
going to win
Martin
the league.
O'Neill, but I get Martin O'Neill got a tune out of him. But Martin O'Neill's not here anymore. I mean, Martin O'Neill's not here, and it
no,
could
but
have
I
been.
know, but we're talking about the fact that it's the same players, and yet
Aye,
Nancy isn't he getting a tune out of them. So you've got to look at the manager.
but
You've got.
it's also.
I know that you're saying. I mean, I agree with
Got to
you.
look at the
It is a
players.
mixture of a load of things, like Brendan Rodgers down tools. We'll get to him later
Aye,
on.
but
Um,
Brendan Rodgers going to get a tune out of him, and supposedly he's a better manager than
but
fucking the
Brendan
two of
Rodgers
them.
down tools, mate. Brendan Rodgers chucked it.
Still,
And I mean, he had
still,
one
though.
eye on Saudi fucking halfway through this season. So, I mean, that's been going on with Brendan Rodgers for months and months. I don't care what anybody says. That was going on in the summer. He was going to go to Saudi. You know what I mean? He's fucking looked at the door and that he's fucking he's been turned 100%. But as for Wilfried Nancy, mate, I do feel that you're kind of letting him off a bit. I do. I mean, I feel. What about the tactics? What about the in-play decisions? What about the
I,
substitutions? What about the team selections?
I'm
What
saying
about his press? What about his press conferences, his interviews and stuff?
I'm saying that like see what he's doing. It's no working out. But I'm just saying that he's not going to define the season. There's already been so many factors that have already defining the season because we were already behind the Hearts before Nancy was here. We were already playing very poorly before Nancy was here. So there's loads of factors beforehand that he's had to come in and magically fix in about 2 weeks. It's not going to happen.
But it's no magically fixed. Mark Murray won 7 out of 8
I,
games. It's no
I
as
get
if it's no
that.
as if Nancy came. But it's
That's what
no
I'm
as if
saying. We
Nancy
got
came
a
into a
good
team that wasn't
spell.
winning.
But that's what I mean. We got a good spell. That means nothing.
But it's no as if Nancy came into a team that they couldn't buy a win. They won 7 out of the last 8 games. They were full of confidence.
I know,
They
but
fucking we went to Feyenoord and won games. We went away to Easter Road and won. You know what I mean?
I know,
We
but we
won our
also
home
played
games.
poor in loads of games as well.
Played poor, but we were winning games.
You used the wrong game there, mate. Fucking Hibs goalie gave you that goal. That's how you won that game.
We won the game, but was it 2-1?
Aye, I know, but you beat it
But
on
it wasn't like,
You
you
beat
got a
Dundee,
tune
you
out
said
of
you
them
were
if
shite.
we were still playing
You beat
piss.
St Mirren, you were lucky to beat them at fucking...
Aye, but
Yeah,
every
there.
single
We
time St
got
You
Mirren
know what I
went
shagged
mean?
against fucking
every single time St Mirren
Michelin.
went forward on Sunday, they looked like scoring. How many fucking...
I know, but we got bet worse against Michelin than Nancy did against Roma. And nobody was saying, oh, Martindale, that was all Martindale's
No, we
fault.
didn't. No, we didn't, mate. No, that Roma
Did we not?
performance was disgusting. We couldn't get near them. Never mind, fucking.
We
That
couldn't get
wasn't the
near
same as
Michelin.
Michelin, man.
We
But
couldn't
it
get
was
near
different,
Michelin.
man. It was different, mate.
How is it different? If
Because
you look at them
Roma could
paper,
have
Roma's probably a better team than
Roma
Michelin.
were 3-0 up at half time. They could have, see if they wanted to, they could have only won fucking 7.
It was
They took their foot
Michelin.
off the
Michelin
gas
were
in
on
second
3-0
half.
at half time.
That's 3 goals in 3 games with 3 corners.
Aye, but we've always
Michelin
been
scored all
poor.
their goals at tighter times and all. It was like 38,
Aye.
43, 45.
Aye.
So,
3-0 at half time. It's the exact same, but then after they scored another goal and we got a lucky penalty.
It wasn't the same, man. Roma fucking could have. I reckon the Roma game was a lot worse, man. There was
I
not.
don't.
Look, you could have say over there, there was some pass marks in that. You know what I mean? Some players got on the ball and
I was
created
more
stuff and all that.
raging. I was more raging at the Michelin game than I was the Roma game. I expected a pump off Roma.
I think people are doing that as well too much. Where it's Roma, it's Roma. Listen, Chris Sutton, right? So Chris Sutton, I was watching podcast earlier on. It was him and Phil Jones, by the way. Phil Jones, ex-Man United player, was fucking brilliant on this. It was on that 5 Live, man. Go and check it out. Gory after this. But Phil Jones, just everything he said was spot on. You know what I mean? He was just basically saying Nancy came in and fucking he's tried too hard to do his own philosophy, and he's like, as a player, you can't just change everything up so quickly like that and expect instant results. He's like, you don't get time at Celtic. It takes months and months and months. But Chris Sutton was saying, the Roma game, that's a red herring, that one. No, fucking Chris Sutton played in a team where, all right, you're probably going to get beat in Europe and all that, but you put up a fight. You know what I mean?
it could be a free at the back and all that. You're all greeting a bit.
But that was fucking, 20 years ago, man? That's
Doesn't matter. You're all greeting a bit of free at the back. Martin and Neil played free at the back.
20 years ago, mate.
Back to
20
not,
years ago.
didn't he?
And the way fucking Nancy plays, it's too much of a high line with that back three as well. Do you know what I mean? It's Martin O'Neill, you were playing fucking practically on the edge of the box, whereas Nancy's fucking, he's away up the fucking halfway up the park.
I don't think he's going to get enough time, but it could be in time that it would work out. And I get what you're saying, that you don't get enough time up here. You just don't. But it was like, I just feel like there's so much more going on than just Nancy's couple of games like, oh, this is a fucking disaster. There's already been a disaster. I said to you last week, Jamie, I'm ready to write off the season. Because I think
Sorry.
we don't have the team to go and put on a fight against Hearts. Doesn't matter who the fucking manager is. I don't feel players are fucking woeful. The signings we've got,
Does the Sharks come out if you don't win tomorrow?
mate, I don't get. I'm honestly do not care. Say if we win or lose, I'm at that point now. Because I was like the players that we're bringing in, Negrin's hitting a miss, Tanetki hitting a miss, but Balakwisha nowhere to be seen.
They're away, but now, aren't they?
I don't know, but can you say anybody that's came in the summer or past marks is amazing? No. So the players who's came in are not good enough. The players that are already there are underperforming. The manager, the first manager we had, like you said, had one eye on Saudi. That's a disaster. The other manager was nearly 80-year-old and it had a bit of a good run. Fair enough now after we've got somebody that doesn't seem like he's got a clue. It's a disaster all round a season, and I just think, in a human sense, that it's a bit shit just to blame it on this guy who's came in for 3 games.
But that's not what's happening here, though. But I know what you're saying.
See when
It's
you
no,
see stuff on the social media and all that, that's all it is. It's like this cunt's the fucking problem. This cunt's the fucking problem. Look at the way he's playing.
no,
This is the fucking problem, mate. There's so many more problems going
no.
on at Celtic. Never mind
Super
fucking Nancy.
scoreboard as well, Corey.
They're all saying he's a problem. He's a problem. He's just
No,
came in the fucking door trying to change it. I get
no,
that it's
listen.
not working, but I
Jamie,
think
this
there's
is
so
your
much
Danny
more
Ings
going on.
moment, by the way. You were all looking
Uh,
forward to Nancy, and now you've fucking changed your mind and don't want him.
when I spoke to Matt for
Aye, I
Commons
know.
Through podcast, I was a wee bit excited, but I was still apprehensive. But
I
nah,
called
listen,
him
Corey.
Russell Nancy last 2 weeks ago, and you told me no. And now you're like, yeah, he's fucking worse than Russell Nancy.
No, but like Corey, the reason I'm so critical on Onsi right now isn't the fact of the whole big picture, which I know I get what you're saying and I agree with you. There is a problem. There was a problem with the previous manager, full time manager. That is, there's a problem with the board, right? But I'm going on the last 3 games of football that I've watched, right? And particularly the Roma game, and you can say, "Oh, fucking Roma, this, Roma, that." Roma game and the cup final. That guy, his tactics are all wrong. He doesn't know how to pick a fucking team. He doesn't know how to change. He doesn't know how to change the team when things aren't going right. That's all I'm going on. Previous fucking, I'm very critical of Brendan Rodgers, what Brendan Rodgers done and what he stood for and all this. I'm very critical of the board for no backing Brendan Rodgers and all the rest of it. But we're talking about the last 3 games of football, and the last, especially that Roma game and the cup final, are 2 of the worst games we played this season. It's 2 of the worst games we played this season. All right, you're going about Midtjylland. Yes, that was a very underwhelming performance and it was poor. But that's away from home in Europe. You know what I mean? It's a very difficult thing to do. And we didn't play as bad, in my opinion, as we did against Roma and fucking St Mirren. But when you're getting bullied like that in a cup final, mate, every single time St Mirren put the ball forward, they looked fucking dangerous. The 2 big boys up front were a constant threat. Just oil the park, man. There was no pass pass. Then it's like 10 minutes to go, and he's pulling Callum McGregor over, and he's talking to him and all that, and you're like, you've done it against Hearts and all, mate. It's fucking, the game's done. Let the
And then
players sort it themselves on the
the
park.
substitution with Tierney, I know, as if he didn't know he was coming off.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It's all
I'm
these
not.
things, mate. And
I'm
I
not
know that you're saying
defending
there's a
them, but
bigger
I just
problem, but
think.
I'm just going on the last 3 games, though.
I'm not defending them, but I'm just saying people need to look at the bigger picture
But
as well. But it's a
you can look
disaster
at it like,
already.
see, because Rangers Celtic play every 3 days, he doesn't get a lot of training time with these players.
Aye. That's what
So
I'm saying. Devils. I
it's
was going
already
to.
probably sat down fucking PowerPoints and that. I want you doing this, and this. He's not actually had time. I think he should get off his back because he's doing brilliant.
I was going to actually play devil's advocate. Like, does he just not have the players to play that system? But then again, the people out
Why is he
there.
there? That's on him again. Then if he's not going to players to play that system, don't play that system.
But that's the way he plays. Like, you don't see managers saying, "I'm going to play this formation. I don't normally play it just because it's worked out for you."
Why you do it strengthens the team. You do it.
I've never
Whatever.
known a manager who's done that.
Of course, there has, mate. Alex Ferguson used to do that all the time back in the
What
day.
is that?
That's about 20 odd years ago you're talking about.
I know
I
he
know, but I'm
just
just
done
saying a
the
top
couple
manager.
of
You're
years
talking
ago.
about Martin O'Neill 20 odd years ago. It's the same thing with Alex
A
Ferguson.
guy like Pep Guardiola doesn't need to fucking change it up because all the players
He
he's
has,
ever
but
had have been
he
fucking.
has because he
I'm
had a
talking
shite
about
season last
changing
year.
up the managerial style, like when you need to, sort of thing. Like
But
Corey
when
saying,
you look
"Oh,
at it, Jamie, Pep does because he brings in new assistants all the time. Arteta, Maresca, they were all his assistants, and he changes it every year or every 2 years to bring new ideas in.
aye."
So
Like the Mora, for instance, right? The sensible thing to do, in my opinion, it's a fucking no-brainer. Get back to back four. Get back to
But
back four. Get fucking whoever you want to right back. Loads of people screaming for Donovan or whatever. Personally, I would just stick with Ralston. I think Ralston's all right when he was in a back four. You've got Trusty and Scales at centre halves. Just keep them in the fucking. Just keep them defending in the centre halves, and then play Tierney left back, and then play 4-3-3. Play 4-3-3 or whatever you want. Do you know what I mean? But see
hypothetically,
this fucking back three halfway up the park, man. It's no one.
he plays 4-3-3. We got beat again. Then what?
I thought he's played 4-3-3 the weekend, no?
Nah.
No, mate, we played a 4-3.
It all looked that
3-5.
way. It looked that way in paper, but it wasn't. But that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
never seen the
hypothetically,
start. Yeah, I've only
we
seen it
go
once.
back.
Ever
We
done
go
it.
back to the formation that we did play. We lose again. Then what?
Right.
Is it
That's
still Dan?
hypothetical, what you're saying. What I'm saying is, no, he needs to change it up. We all know he needs to change it up. So if he goes to a 4-3-3, let's see what the difference is. Let's see what happens if anything changes. But to just go back to your 3-4-3 that doesn't work. I mean, especially against Dundee United, by the way, because they play three up front and they're a fucking threat. They three boys. So
Right. Say it doesn't change it up, right? See in January, what do you need? What does he need to
that's
bring
the
in?
thing. Does he get to January? Does he get to
Ah,
January?
you'll get to January, mate.
Right. So if we get beat tomorrow, and then we play Aberdeen on Saturday, and we get beat, does he stay? Does he?
I'll tell you, you better
He's
fucking
staying.
watch your back because we're right behind you, cunts.
You know. But I think he's staying because, again, the board aren't going to admit they've made a mistake, especially after the fans against us, the whole thing with Rodgers. So if they bring in a manager and sack him in a couple of weeks, that makes him look terrible.
Who
And
made
that's
the
the whole
decision?
thing. The
You're
whole thing's
taking
image.
right? Who made the decision to bring him in? Is it Tisdale? Because he's the
Tisdale.
fucking. It's his job, innit? He
Aye,
had
Henry
They can't
identified
fucking
him.
sit and sleeping in the fucking stone.
Aye, that was my belter.
But
That was
That's,
a belter.
I mean, I just feel like it's a disaster all round. I'm ready to write it off and fucking get the Hearts of
But
Rangers.
what you're saying is mental,
You
mate.
think it's a Hearts fuck?
Like I'm saying, be proactive and do something, change something up, and you're just like, throw. It's all done. Just fucking throw
I just
it.
want
The
it
Whatever.
players aren't good enough, Jamie, as
A
well.
few
Though.
Oh,
weeks
that's a load
ago,
of bollocks, mate.
I
How's that a
told
load of
you he was
bollocks?
winning the league.
How's that a load of bollocks?
He can't
It
see the
proves
rest
in
How
of
the
it.
can the players
season
not be good enough? How can they not be
because
good
we're
enough? They're still
second in
going
the
to
league
play.
and we lost in the League Cup.
Because
That's
we've
down
got
to
a
the
fake
players.
manager. Because we've
No,
Just
got a
do
that's
fake
what
down to
you
the
do,
manager.
players.
Corey.
Players have to
League
take
Cup to Diddy Cup.
responsibility. They haven't
We've
took
got a
any.
fake manager.
Oh, what? Can they bother me, man?
So you think new players? So right then,
The
right,
manager
okay,
can't do anything
right,
on the
okay, right.
pitch.
Hold on. Tell me who you would take. Tell me who you would take for St Mirren team into Celtic team. Give me
I said it
one name.
doesn't matter about quality.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just determination and absolute
Oh,
fucking
so the
balls.
players are
Look at
good enough that they're
Hearts.
just not determined.
Aye, look at
And can I
Hearts.
just tell
Right,
you,
so
But
you're
that's
right.
it.
So the
see the
players are good
goalie?
enough, but
No, the
Jurgen
players should be able to determine themselves, like get
I
themselves up for
know.
a game. Doesn't
I
matter
got
if a
it.
I'm
manager's
asking
doing
you a
it, no.
question. Are the players good enough?
No?
Yes.
Right, so they're not good enough. So what? Why is it, man? Are they're good enough, right? And they've got no determination, or
Can they not have both? Can they have no determination in a
right?
shite?
So I'm asking you a question.
To
What
put me
I
in the
have.
St
middle
I've
of
Mirren
the
player would
answered
you
it.
field.
I
take in
think
the
they're
Celtic
shite.
team? What
I
St
think they're
Mirren player
shite.
would you take in the Celtic team?
None. I told you that.
What?
Gogic.
Oh,
Right,
you're
you
just
could
saying,
Carlton
you
oh, it's
could.
Phillips.
either quality or determination. It could be neither.
So
Fuck's
they're not
sake,
good enough.
man.
Right, hold on. So
Oh
they're
my
not good enough
God.
because they've got no determination. I'm
Aye.
trying to understand
Because
your
at
point here, mate.
Celtic,
He better
you
when George did
expect to
his
win
left
every
back.
single game. So if they're not determined to win every single game, they're shite. End of. It's
Ah,
the same with
I'm
Rangers. See if they're
talking
not
about.
determined to
I'm
win every single game,
Don't you
fucking
fucking bring
shite.
us in here. We're
I'm
unbeaten.
talking about
Doesn't
quality
matter if we
wise.
spend 4 million or
What
fucking 20 million. See if they
I'm
don't have
talking.
the determination to go out every single game, they can
We're
fuck
I'm
right
unbeaten
talking
for
off.
about
Hearts.
quality wise. Quality wise, we've still got the best quality in the country.
Aye.
Where?
All of the park, mate. We've got fucking the best.
Pick a player who
Oh.
he's the best out of the league. Goalkeeper is he the best in the league?
Yeah. Talk about goalies. Shamal George came on for Liverpool as a striker, by the way. Did you know that? Jurgen Klopp brought him on as a striker in a friendly for Liverpool back in the day.
Did he? Aye.
And now he's won the League Cup as a
He's a
goalie.
good goal. He's a good goalie, him to be fair. But
Aye. He's a bit all over the place and all.
Callum McGregor.
I seen he's a link to Meslier for Leeds. That's a good goalie.
No, it's no. He's a donkey, you know.
I bet he can play with his feet, mate.
So what I've heard.
Yes. He's prone to throw one on his own net, to be fair. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Aye. Corey, I'm sorry, mate, but I can't understand your point, man.
Should have put me in the middle. I could have been the referee tonight.
I know you could have been in the middle. Hold on, see if I can put you in the middle.
Doesn't matter with quality, man.
Right,
Yeah.
anyway, we talked about the Morris game. How do you line up?
No done
Yesterday's
yet. No done
game?
yet.
No done yet? Oh, he's fucked us. Oh, he's fucked us, Corey.
I don't know how to change
look
it.
what you've done. You've annoyed them now.
I want to address a point. I want to address a comment that.
It's only 3 points, just so you know.
I want to address a point that David Grant has made here.
Yeah, David.
Another one I'm going to rant about. Right, Martin O'Neill should have been in charge the last 3 games. They were too important to lose, and taking in a novice manager in comparison is just stupid. The board is responsible for this. Right now, David, I agree with half of your point. the point you've made about bringing in a novice manager, I agree with. As for the whole, we should have stuck with Martin O'Neill thing, right? I have to say this: it's all very well people saying that now, right? It's all very well now we're brought in a fucking clearly a diddy manager, but at the end of the day, Martin O'Neill's a 70-odd-year-old guy. He done a good 73, right? He came in, he done a decent job for 8 games, won us 7. The new manager comes in. What we needed was a new manager in for the long term, for the players to know, for them to understand. You know, there's no point in hanging on for a new manager. You know what I mean? We had to just fucking bring somebody in. So I don't agree with this whole Martin O'Neill should have stayed on because it's totally hypothetical now. It's only people are only saying this because we brought in Nancy. If it was a decent manager and we won 8 games, no cunt would be saying that about Martin O'Neill. Every cunt would just be saying he done a really, really good job. But that's just my opinion. And I'm quite passionate about that opinion because loads of people are saying, oh, Martin O'Neill should have stayed on. Listen, it's fucking by the by. He didn't he? So.
But you've just said for the long term, you've gave the guy 3 games and you're shouting get him out.
Aye. I wanted a manager for a long term, just know this
one. Aye, but it's not gonna work after 3 games, mate. You've got to give him time.
So here's a question for you, Davey, right? Because we've been talking about this and working on that. Do you not think that Nancy should have come in and done what Martin O'Neill done and just kind of said, right, this is what's been working for the past 8 weeks. No, 8 games, sorry. Let's just stick to this. I'll practice my philosophy on the training park for an hour a day or whatever, or bits and bobs, or as Craig said, was it Craig and what the day said, why not do it when you're playing like Livingston, you're 3-0 up, and then try that, then kind of do these things and all that, kind of implement them wee bit by bit. Whereas Nancy just came in and totally fucking ripped up the whole bit of paper and says start again. This is the way I want to do. Do you not think that he should have went down the road of just doing what Martin O'Neill done?
Well, that's what I think that Danny Rawls done. Just wee bits at a time. He's trying to hang me. Because obviously, for as shite as their season's been, we've been beat once this year, and it was the Hearts in September, I think, October, before he even came in. And since then, we've not played brilliant football, but he's not lost again. He's true too. He's lost in Europe, right? But I've already said that. Europe was alright after before that because of the results we already had. So in the league business, he's actually brought us on to actually win games, whereas before we weren't winning games. And I think that's by just doing a bit at a time, aye.
Aye.
But
so you see my point, man?
Who's to say if he'd done that and kept with the 4-3-3 that you played, but tried to tinker it in his way, how do you know the players would have understood what he was trying to do if they can't understand what he's trying to do now? Do you know what I mean? Because if you go back to playing, who's your sitter, Callum McGregor? If he wants him to do things that he's not used to doing, even though he's played the role for years, you're still going to get the same results. Because he's haven't really got a 10, you know, to play the way
he played wide as a 10 on Sunday. He played
I know,
I've
seen that, but that was only because Iheanacho showed a bit of fight against Roma, so he had to start, and that done as well. Can I just ask, why the fuck did he get that free kick or not? Well, it's Mirren's fault. He's fucking done his hamstring.
I wonder
why the fuck was that a free kick?
No idea.
I was wondering that myself.
But
like, why the fuck's that a fucking free kick?
It just means that you're doing what we used to do, bringing players back far too early, and then they're pulling up again. Sarachi was one minute. He done it a couple of weeks ago, and I'll come back and pull up.
I'm getting pulled up here. I've sold 6, 7, 8. No manager worth his salt would use the last manager's tactics. Danny Roll does it because he's a diddy. Right, that's a load of shit you're talking about.
That diddy's not been beat yet, you fud. Your manager's been beat 3 times in a row.
You're trying to fucking back him up a wee bit, and
I know, but I wasn't backing him up. I'm just bamming you to it, sir. I'm not been a fan of coming on and shout Danny Roll's a diddy when he's not been beaten the league yet. He knows how to win games.
He's obviously saying to me because I said
you played 3 at the back last night, Corey. Do you want us to show you how to do it?
I'm just talking about.
You played 3 at the back and they won. I'm
just talking about
young boys. Average youngest team for years for Rangers last night.
I'm just talking about, and shut up about Rangers. We're not talking about Rangers now.
Oh, yeah, I'm just talking
about in the short term. Martin, he should have come in and just done what Martin O'Neill done, man, for the next few games. That's all I meant. I didn't mean long term. Fucking use Martin O'Neill tactics.
But the way
I
yous
just
are all
thought,
going on, he's not got to be there long term because he's fucking wanting him out with the board.
I know I'm hitting out with hypotheticals, but what if it didn't work?
Do you think Martin
Who can
O'Neill
you bring
staying
in?
on top, staying on top spot, he will stay Celtic? Doesn't matter. It's totally irrelevant, man.
Mm.
It's
Who
irrelevant.
do
Martin
you
O'Neill's
want now?
gone.
He's wanting Nancy gone, so who do you want in?
I
That Nicky Hayne
don't know.
that's
I
just
wanted
been
Crutzen. I
left.
wanted Crutzen for the get-go.
Aye, I know, but he's not leaving, mate. Let's be honest.
What if we
The
get another
Bruce boy,
manager,
he's
right?
wanted him,
Again,
and he's
what if
just
we
left
get
because he didn't get the players he wanted. So what's it got to be like at you, fucking?
what if we get a manager? They just say hypothetically Nancy gets beat tomorrow and we sack him. What if we get a manager that does the exact same thing?
What about Stephen Robinson? Players play for him.
What if? So they would
Aye,
just stick
but
with
you're all
Nancy.
talking about what ifs. You're all talking
But they
about
would
I
just
want
stick
the
with
nuts in.
But you're just basically saying stick with Nancy. What,
All right, I'm just playing devil's
what,
advocate.
right.
Christ alive, man!
All
I
I'm
can't
saying
even
is
fucking voice an opinion.
all I'm saying is
Fuck's
Nancy. You
sake,
stick with
man!
Nancy. You stick with
Oh,
Nancy. Well, how long?
stick
How
with
long did you
Nancy.
stick with him?
Whatever happens, fucking happens, man.
How long
That's
did you
a
stick with
Fucking
him?
story.
dear.
So about
How long did
Christ
Rangers stick with him
alive.
for
through.
Whatever
Martin?
happens, happens.
How
I
long did
thought you
Rangers
were
stick
off
with him for
faithful
Martin?
through and through.
Fucking dear.
You don't like it when I've got a smile on my face, don't you? No?
I don't
Enjoying the
mind it.
chat in Vancouver, Canada. Well worth the listen. Thanks very much, mate. Me and Corey arguing each other. It is good quality entertainment.
Well, he'll know that boy. He fucking was in Canada, wasn't he? He was at Montreal at one point. Tell us if Nancy's a good guy.
Oh, look who's fucking commented.
Donny.
Donny Dunbar with his fucking popcorn.
Popcorn.
There you go. You can fucking talk now, Donny boy. What have you got to say?
He's asked one of his boys to do that for him. He's
Well done, Donny. You perfect at 180.
Craig says, Davey, get the popcorn. That so that's good, man. We're causing a wee bit of stir here, Corey boy.
I know. Donny didn't even know how to type before the night.
He's had to fucking comment. He's been that fucking entertained. He's like, I need to say something here on this.
How do you up this?
Well, I could literally argue with Corey about this all fucking day, man, because we're both very passionate about this opinion.
I like it.
Corey's a ball hair away from calling the podcast a civic and hanging down his resignation.
He's already wrote it out, mate. He's already wrote it out.
I don't get that. We're calling the podcast a civic.
A Honda Civic.
I think I might be a typo.
I get it. That's well done, actually.
When you've got a lot of women.
I don't get it. Why is a civic?
Yeah?
Oh, Honda Civic.
Rogers, because Rogers called them
Ah.
Honda Civics. Nah, yeah, that's what I don't know.
Fair enough. 6, 7, 8, 8 for no taking a half of David calling you a ball bag or whatever he called you, a fud or whatever.
He could have called you worse. Could have called you worse.
Some people would take the huff at that, but you done well, mate, sticking a bit.
I know you're not with O'Brien last year.
Aye, old Brian took the huff here earlier on.
He's not been back.
Is he? He's not been back.
No, he's not been back. He's not even on TikTok or nothing, man.
And that dafty for Facebook that tried to start an argument with me too. I think his name was Steven.
I remember that. Fucking
remember? I was out for dinner and everything. I was still fucking right back to him.
Was that
we better talk about, since Craig and Donny and all that are in, we better talk a wee bit about the Rangers game last night, David. We got the game?
No, mate, I was no well. Patched, it was too cold.
What did you see the game?
Aye, I watched it, mate.
Thoughts, mate?
Shite. But we're winning. And as you say,
go back to Celtic, by the way. We'll go back to your question.
You don't actually see when you've not got your own team, you don't need to play good. You just need to win. And see when you've got a manager that's playing different players, trying things out. He's not really got an option with the centre backs now because two are out injured, the two first choices. But NCR came back last night, looked all right. Big Fernandez just keeps popping up with goals. Sterling done all right for 60 minutes, so he's getting managed. Finlay Curtis got a start. Moore looked all right. And Hibs did one cleared off the line with Sterling, mate. But with that, Hibs never really looked as if they were going to score either.
Aye. I seen the highlights now, and I was talking to Tam McManus on Twitter yesterday, and he was basically saying that, because I was basically saying about Bowie, I said, we need to calm down this country.
Seen it today.
And he said, he didn't get much service and all that. The Hibs kind of forward-thinking players need to give him more service. But
Well,
at the end of the day, man, like I said to him, but like that boy Kieran Bowie was cutting in. He was coming in deep at the start of the season. See, when he was full of confidence, he was coming in deep. He was getting himself involved in the game. He was passing the ball about and all that. I think that boy's fucking. I think he's done, man.
to be fair, he played with Johan last night because Boyle was on the bench. I think he had a niggle or something like that. And by the end of the game, mate, they had 4 strikers on, and they still. I think they're 2 shots, but I line the ground into Buckland's horns easy. They didn't do nothing. Barron looked good in the middle of the park. Raskin didn't play. So aye, mate, all in all, they're doing all right. We'll get to January. We need players too, so we'll see what happens. But Sunday's the game, innit? We play Hearts, so you get beat the next 2 games, we beat Hearts, and it's fucking not to play with. We use by game on.
Definitely, mate, and you know, you'll definitely. It's a freeway. It's a freeway
But
race.
the
There's
mad
no
thing
doubt
is,
about it. It's fun.
you win your 2 games in Holland and start winning games, you're level with Hearts. It's a big ass to know, right enough, because the 2
Okay,
years
right, it's a
can't
big
agree
ass.
on anything. But I'm taking it this year, man, as well, Connie. Who's commented? Who's
Donny
that?
says, agree with everything Corey said. He knows his stuff.
Cheers,
Well
Donny. That
said,
took you
Johnny.
fucking 4 weeks.
And we
You
know why
realise
he
you've got
said
the same
that.
opinion as a fucking die-hard blue nose. That's when
Sorry.
you know you're
We
fucked
know
it,
why he
Corey.
said that, didn't we?
It just shows you
Just to
that I'm
bab him up.
neutral. If blue
You're
noses
neutral.
can agree with me.
He's no fucking neutral, but
Nah,
Aye,
they is
but-
are neutral. Me,
No.
Craig, or Donny's no neutral. We don't care. We're just having a laugh at the 2s.
I know.
listen, I'm happy to fucking be the laughing stock right now.
Ah,
See if it gets this cunt out of my club, man. I'm happy with it.
That lad. That cunt.
Corey and Nancy actually getting both to fuck out my club.
But aye, mate.
Davey,
I think
Davey
we
is
were
a
lucky,
legend.
by
I
the
wonder
way.
why you think Davey's a legend, Donny. I wonder why that is,
He's
mate.
a legend.
I wonder why that is, mate.
Oh, he actually
hold on.
bows
Natalie's
down
commented.
to me, by the way. See, when he comes onto my branch, he bows down to me before he gets served.
Does he? Aye.
He's
He's
got
fucking.
that.
He's a wee crawler, man. Do you think Wilfried Nancy would be sacked if we get lost against Dundee United, Aberdeen, Livingston, and Rangers 3rd of January?
I actually think if that does happen, that would be the final straw. If you don't beat us in the 3rd, mate.
Do you think he would get to Rangers if we get beat after Dundee United, Aberdeen, Livingston?
No, but
No.
I don't know.
Do
Because
you think he would get to Livingston?
he's hung on to
if we get beat after
Lennon.
Dundee United, Aberdeen?
Remember the last time he's my fucking wanting to board it? Lennon hung on for ages, mind, and then you eventually done it after Christmas.
I know,
February,
mate, that
maybe.
was torturous. That's when the
Aye,
sharks
so
know
you
that.
never know with your board. They maybe had it out, thinking
I know,
it
mate,
will
aye.
change, it will change.
I'm shocked he done that time, mate. So I think you're right, mate.
I had to console Corey. He was nearly greeting every day in work.
What?
I'm saying the last time under Lennon, I had to console you. I'm saying it'll be all right, mate.
I know, you actually stopped slagging me after a
I
point.
went through this. You'll be all right.
It was about mid-September and you weren't even slagging me anymore and you just ended up being pure nice the rest of the season. Aye.
Yeah, Celt says, good on David. It's not every season Rangers fans get to celebrate only being 3 points behind Celtic.
Nah, that's good, mate. We'll be 3 points in front of you shortly.
Love it,
And
man. Love the banter,
David to you.
guys. Love it. David Grant, again, David, thank you for your comment, mate. I thought Hibs could have scored last night against Rangers, especially the one that cleared off the line. And early
But
in
that
the
was
game,
it.
Rangers could easily have dropped points last night.
That was the only one. That was it. Hibs were absolute, and it was a corner. It wasn't as if it was Fulton Puella. It was a corner. It went to the back post. Sterling cleared that off the line. But see, with that, he obviously watched the game, but there was fuck all in it. And I mean, we were bad going forward, eh? Second half, the start of the second half, Hibs, it was all us. And then we just went back into a wee shell again and let them pass the ball. But it didn't do fuck all of it. But the thing is, we're no dropping points, user. So, David, back in your books.
Right, you've still been shaking the viewers now. You've already fucking called them a fud. You know what I mean?
I don't care. I've got 2 viewers, and I'm not a cheeky rater.
Aye, so Listen, as you say, mate, Rangers got the result, man. That's all that really
Aye.
matters last night, isn't it, man?
Think
That's all that
about it.
matters at this
You're
point.
going on about it's no his team, this, that. It's not Danny Roll's team. Not made one signing. And the average age last night was fucking the youngest it's been in years.
Aye.
So
I was actually
everybody wanted Finlay Curtis to be back in the team, and now they're all saying he's not good enough after one start. So
I was watching a wee bit of Charlie Mulgrew and Kevin Thompson's podcast
they're
earlier
good,
on.
aren't they?
Aye, they are actually good, man. I like how they just like get straight into just the analysis of it all and they get in depth about fucking like tactics and all that. And I was actually quite surprised to see Charlie Mulgrew talk about how Suter and Cornelius is a big miss for Rangers, to be honest, because I don't think they were performing particularly well together, do you?
They're no, but it's because they're internationals in it, and they're fucking the two main hangmaid. Fernandez wasn't even getting a look in before the injuries. He got started at the start, then went through a wee bad spell. Our problem is individual errors on the part, whereas you can't blame the manager for it. But use the individual errors and use a fucking want the manager it.
No, I'm not
You know what I mean?
criticising individual errors. That's not why I'm criticising Nancy. I'm criticising his tactics, the way he sets up,
But
and how he's
I'm
not getting the
glad
best.
because Tav has a bad game now and he doesn't start the next one. He'd get strapped. Aarons has come on to a wee bit again for us, can defend better than Tav. Sterling's coming back, but Sterling's got to be Giga's replacement in the back, I would imagine. And if he plays the free, NCL has got to be there or not. Because last week Tav was rotten in Europe and blame everyone else again.
Here's a question for both of you, right, Corey? You go first. I know I mentioned earlier on, would you take St Mirren players to Spurs? Is there any player in Scotland that you would like to take a punt on in January?
Aye.
Outside Rangers, obviously.
Aye. And that would be Winger for Hearts.
Kerikis.
Aye. Him or the boy from Motherwell. Starts with him.
Oh,
He's away the African Cup of Nations, is he know?
Aye.
Where is it? No.
Aye, they've lost him, mate. But
I would say
that's
the only two. Then maybe Braga, but they're not
he's
going to get.
doing amazing for Motherwell when he's playing out in the wing. He's not even playing through the middle.
No. But I think that's where we need players.
No, I think the other winger.
Absolutely wrong.
See that? Is it Elliot Just?
Elliot what?
New Zealand or something?
No, the winger. Aye. New Zealand or Australian. Just.
Yeah, you were saying that.
He's doing well for Motherwell. And who else? Take Gogic.
Would you take Gogic, aye?
Aye, mate. I wouldn't play him all the time, but he'd be a good backup.
If anybody's watching, hit that like button as well. That's a good whoever's liked that there. Thanks very much.
Yeah,
as well.
There's a few. Mulligan at Hibs.
Well, you had the opportunity to get him, didn't you?
I know, and then we hired an English cunt that fucked it all up. But that's the thing. Coppin used to take stick, mate, and Coppin had already deal sorted. And then these idiots came in and stopped it all.
You're saying about you take Braga or Kirikis. It's not going to happen, but because we're not going to take anybody off Hearts. But I would like to take Halkett. I think I'd take Halkett. Do you know what? I think he's a good centre half, man. He's decent.
But you would take that risk, it would come to you and be fucking injured for 4 years again.
He is very injury prone.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas this year he's had his problems are behind him and he's fucking loving football. But Hearts are only losing one player, and it's Caboa, who's not really a starter anyway for the African Cup of Nations. You've lost the two wingers on it.
They've signed the boy for St Johnstone, haven't they?
Aye, but it's not the summer. It's a pre-contract.
I thought it was January.
Nah, it's pre. I thought that day, Jamie, but I seen somebody saying it's for the summer.
What's his name again, Davey?
Josh McPake.
McPake. Is he part of the calf school?
Yes.
Was it?
Aye, mate. I think he started off for us, went down England for a couple of loans, and then had a couple of loans up here, and then we let him go. Because he couldn't have, I think it was Gerrard that gave him his debut. And then he went to St Johnstone last year, maybe for 6 months, and obviously it wasn't clicking, and now it's clicked fucking brilliant for him.
Good, man. That's good to see. You know what I mean? What age is this young boy?
You know, he maybe be a bit. He might be older now. He might be 23 or so. He was young at us. He was part of our good youth team that won everything. But
He's still pretty young, isn't it, man? Natalie says, Jamie, do you think Wilfried Nancy next Russell Martin?
yes,
I think that
it's the press conferences, isn't it? Bringing up his mon or that.
his press conferences don't fill me with confidence either, man. Never mind what's happening on the park and that, but aye. I think time will tell. Listen, I would love to be proved wrong. I would love to look back on this in 2 months, 3 months, and Corey turning around and going, "You're a dick." I'd be fine by that.
I do that every
But-
week, Jamie. You don't listen.
I would love that to happen, but I really, really, really don't think that's going to happen. I really think that he's out of his depth and that he will end up in the same situation as Russell Martin.
Maybe talk about a Hearts game.
I know you mean Lennon Miller. Lennon Miller can't get a game in Italy. We might be able to get him on the show. I don't want Lennon Miller. How many times have I said on this podcast?
He does not like him, mate.
I don't think Lennon Miller. I don't think Lennon Miller's up to it, man.
But
listen, again, I'd love to be proved
back
wrong.
to Scotland. He'll be brilliant. But I'm being serious.
Seen that
Because
he's rumoured to use with Lundale.
he's never. None of them went there and hit the ground straight away. Even fucking Lewis Ferguson had to bide his time to get in the team. And they beat Napoli at the weekend. So you're not just going to walk early and get into their team. So
I feel he's on road out. Busty says, but listen, I don't. It's not I don't like Lennon Miller.
who's he talking about? Lennon Miller?
I think he's talking
I
about
thought
Lennon
he's talking about Nancy.
I think he's talking
right.
about that, mate.
But when it comes to Lennon Miller, it's not that I don't like Lennon Miller. I think he's got ability. I just don't think he's got the ability of John McGinn. I don't think he'll go like a Premier League team.
I don't think he's the same sort of player, but is he no more like a Callum McGregor to start it all off? So would you not be better bringing him in, learning off Callum, and then he can fuck off?
You're comparing him with John McGinn, but did John McGinn have like the way he was back then? Or was he rougher about the Lennon Miller's level?
Well,
I mean,
but you remember, John McGinn didn't go to the Premier League. John McGinn went to the Championship.
I just feel with Lennon Miller, there was a lot of pressure on him, and I don't think he'll ever reach the heights of the pressure that was put on him. People were talking about how he's going to go to the top of the game and he's amazing and he's just out there. I never seen that when he played here. I seen that a decent young player, you know what I mean, who was decent enough on the ball, but I just don't think he'll ever reach the heights of a Premier League or like that. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, though.
Don't know. David Clarkson, we interviewed, they said they seen him day in, day out, and he was surprised.
He knows more than me, do you know what I mean? So
he's got to be biased, mate.
True, but
Muddle in it.
True.
Aye. I bet, well, you know, that's what.
But you think about it. Do you think Muddle would be doing so well this season if he was still there?
No, not the way they play, because he was a wee bit slower. It was a wee bit fast paced the way Motherwell plays.
You know what it's like sometimes when
he would be the main man in the middle of the park.
Sometimes when a player is a main man at a club, though, and it's like it's a bit of a distraction for everybody else, isn't it? And they're going to kick on when that.
A big fish in a small pond type of deal.
Well, many times have we seen it with young players, do you know what I mean? They fuck off.
All theirs are fucking going about.
Yeah.
No point in their fucking
Do
beating.
you blame them, but when the money gets over to them, mate, at a youth level? Do you know what I mean?
It's when they go to random teams, like that Daniel Kelly went to Millwall. I thought that was a bit fucking strange. I thought that was fucking strange as well. I'm like, I get it, see if it's like Doak going to Liverpool, like fair enough.
Did you know was one to like Bayern Munich a few years back?
Aye, Morrison. Aye, like you get that.
Local Flex or something. He went to West Ham, didn't he?
Aye, no there anymore.
To come back.
You punted it, aye.
But
young Dembele as well. Sorry, Colin.
Yeah.
I know that Cummins. I get it when it's like Premier League or like Bayern Munich or something. But when it's like Watford and Millwall, you're like,
aye, Rocco Vata, Watford.
You've probably been promised game time that you can't. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but
Billy Gilmer left us to go to a youth team. And 3 years
Aye,
later, he was
Chelsea, wasn't
man of the match in fucking the first game in the Champions League, first game in the league. Do you know what I mean? It's the players that you're playing about, run about you when you get
Billy
into these
Gilmore's a good
games.
example, man. Billy Gilmore's a good example of what I'm just talking about, though. Like, people did think a lot of Billy Gilmore when he was here, do you know what I mean? But he was never ever of the hype of Lenny Miller. I don't remember that.
It's maybe because they never played in Scotland, but Jamie, 'cause it's sort of
he?
Scottish
Aye,
ones that were bumming them
we've
up.
seen him. We've seen him
But
play, didn't we?
supposedly, 15-year-old, like people watch Billy Gilmore training with Rangers and they're like, this boy should be playing in the first team.
Aye,
And he was never going to be gave that chance, do you know what I mean? So he probably knew that. When he went to Norwich on loan, he done nothing.
No.
Then he went to
I just,
Brighton.
aye.
And
I would
Do you know
just
what I
like you to
mean?
calm down certain times, because I remember all that hype with Turnbull as well. Turnbull was going to go to the top and all that. And
Scotland. But he's but
David Turnbull's been at Cardiff now and getting in the
still
team,
jobbies, but
coming on as subs and that. And
maybe he'll go to Hearts.
I never rated Turnbull when he was with Celtic. No, I thought he was alright, but I didn't think, like Jamie's saying,
But you
like,
look at it,
he
many
wasn't
times
up
did
to
you
that
say,
hype.
fuck's sake, Chris, and they'll
That's
win the
that.
Premier League.
See, when he went to the Premier League, I thought I was
Different
fucking
position and
blind.
everything.
I know, but when you see him, well, also I'm watching him one match of the day, and I'm like, that's not the player that was at Celtic. I mean, but
who are you
like
talking
you
about,
said
sorry?
it,
Coach there, maybe.
with Christie,
Christie.
because when he was up here, like he was a good player, but he's just an all round better player now. But it might be what you were saying, Davey, like he's around better players, so he's
Aye.
learning
Better
how to.
manager.
Aye, you know what I mean.
Jerry's in. Thanks for the comment, Jerry. Miller went to Italy because he didn't want to be on the bench. What is he doing in Italy on the bench?
He's
But
only played like
you
81 minutes
can't
or so.
blame, you can't blame him. But
I
see if
know.
you've got the opportunity, see if you're at that age, and if I was in my situation and I played with Celtic and an Italian team came in, you'd be interested. You're like, when's the next chance I'm gonna go away abroad and play football in like fucking sunny climates, 365 days
Henderson.
of the year, you know what I mean?
Look at
Hmm?
I get
Henderson.
it.
He was one of the first to do it. And he's had about
Aye.
3 moves to Italy.
Him and bro. You and
You know what I
Henderson went
mean?
there as well, sure.
And
Aye.
I'm sure he was the captain of one of the teams. It might have been a stand-in, but he captained one of them. If
I
it was
think he,
Barry or whoever it was.
I think he got promoted with that Barry, then he went back to the Serie B at one point. I'm sure he did. There's young players on what?
These
Aye.
young players aren't really going to
Aye.
get much chance at really going to get much chance at Celtic and Rangers. They just buy in what they think are going to be better prospects.
We've said
Yes.
this a load of times, but
You look
I
at
think
us, Mike and Muir.
no, but I think there has to be a certain rule that you have to have that an under. See, like was it Michael Devlin? Or all the best to his retirement as well,
Aye, well
Michael
done,
Devlin.
Mikey, in your career, mate. All the best.
Uh,
Hopefully you see it. Well done.
oh, and Ryan Dunbar. Hope you're feeling better
Aye.
in Russia.
Ryan Dunbar.
Aye.
Ryan spent a couple of, was it, how long was he in hospital for, Curry?
I think he's still in hospital. He was in a ICU, but I think he's getting better. He's writing on that Apex Discord, slagging Celtic, bigging up the Rangers. So I
Back
think
to
he
normal then. Back to normal.
aye, back to normal.
Aye.
Aye.
Glad to hear it, man. We were gutted when I
Aye.
heard you were in hospital, mate. But
Aye.
all the best. Hopefully you'll get out and get back to your normal fucking wind up self.
Aye.
Back on
Being back.
slagging Tory shortly.
I know
Aye.
we must be missing you, Davey. We'll be coming on
Everybody
soon.
misses me, mate.
But it's just there should be a rule like what Mikey Devlin was saying that you need to have like a certain amount of number of youth players on the
Did we
bench.
know used to have that?
They took it away, and I think that's when they took it away. That's when all the other clubs are like, "Oh, let's just buy loads of foreign players or players from down south or something." Like I think
We
that's the
always
only
use the
way.
Scottish players for Europe. Used to it or not. Get rid of Bay and
You
bring in
need it for
Boone.
the
You know what I mean?
quota, but
Aye.
you just signed somebody just for that quota. But he's, that's the only way our national team is going to progress because we've got majority of them are English. I mean, one of our best players, Scott McTominay, born Lancashire or something like that.
Aye.
You know what I
Aye.
Aye.
mean? Che Adams, one of our main strikers, he's English. Goalie's English. There's not enough Scottish bred players coming through But we've spoken about this about a million times. I mean, can talk about it till the cow come home.
None of the youth players have got a sniff since Mikey Johnson.
No wonder, because Mikey Johnson was fucking stunk up the place, man. Never wanted to touch any other youth player. Jesus wept.
Has there not been anybody since Mikey Johnson really getting a no?
No, but
Ralston.
you can say Doak and Kelly, but they only had like
Didn't
wee.
play,
But you've got Ralston was a youth player.
Ralston was
But
before
he was before Johnson.
Mikey Johnson.
Well, Donovan.
Donovan's
Yeah.
never.
You just
Donovan's a
wanted to
good
prove a Celtic fan wrong, didn't you?
Right.
So can he just fucking hink at anybody there?
He's going through Google like, no, mate, you're incorrect.
No, but I thought Ralston was. I thought that Mikey Johnson
No.
made his debut before Ralston because
Nah, Ralston was fucking
Was it?
donkeys ago, mate. You think about it, man.
Ralston made his name by giggling at fucking Neymar, and that was Rodgers' first season.
That was fucking years ago, man.
You know what I mean?
David says this season probably would have been better. Probably would have been better.
yes,
Trying out more youth players as a lot
And
of the
lot
players
the
brought
Yes.
in by Celtic and Rangers have been pretty poor, to be honest.
well,
Probably.
we played the first European game. We played Panathinaikos at home. Finlay Curtis started and scored.
That's right. That's
Do you
right.
know what I mean? And now he's played again, and every cunt doesn't want him to start again.
But it used to be Celtic and Rangers bread and butter. You used to always bring in youth players. Like,
Aye,
look
mate.
we've spoke to loads of them, like Ross Wallace came through Celtic. And but Dave McKinnon, did he not come through Rangers? I know that was obviously like fucking.
But you look at the teams
No.
for the 90s,
No.
No.
it was all mainly Scottish players. Then with your few
Well,
that were
with
fun.
Rangers, you can say Ross McCormack, Charlie Adam, fucking even Stephen Dobie. I know he didn't play
Alan
a game, but
Hutton.
he was getting Alan Hutton.
Alan Hutton.
You know what I mean? It was with Celtic. There's
Aye, mate.
James Forrest, Cal McGregor, and all that, but we're
But
not
you
bringing
had
them through anymore.
McManus and that, didn't he, as well?
McManus, aye, Kennedy to a point.
Aye, well, that worked out well. David Marshall.
Aye, there are loads of them, and they've all had good careers, but that's because we've played them young
Really?
and gave them that opportunity.
Somebody said in the chat earlier on, it's all money now, banked it. It's all just.
Aye,
Kinda,
mate, that's what I was
You
saying. It's
can,
all didn't
can,
do.
you'd rather go out and buy a £2-3 million player these days than give a youth boy a chance. But then again, maybe the youth just aren't good enough, guys. Maybe
But
they're just
you
not
look
there.
at it, you look at teams down South Day with all the money, they're still playing youth players as well.
Man City did rotate a full, but it's the Carabao Cup, it's all English young youth players.
Well, you look at O'Reilly.
That's just fucking Man City. I've got 7,020 charges against them, but and they need to start doing fucking the things right.
I know, but they're like producing them to a certain standard. Like we've got that Simpson Pusey. He's meant to be shit hot. He was like the reserve player of the season or something last year, so he must be half decent.
Premier League 2, I think it's called.
Aye, Premier League 2, and reserve, same thing, innit?
I think Natalie talks about this quite a bit with like Pusey, how's Pusey not playing. I think a guy like Martin O'Neill and Rodgers, as good as these youth boys are, I think it's a favouritism towards your actual players. Do you know what I mean?
No, but they know you have to win.
I heard
You
with
know
Pusey,
you have to win every game, so they maybe not want to trust that young boy to come in if he's not going to hit the ground running first game.
I heard with Pusey supposedly rumours that he thinks he's better than Celtic.
McGeady.
You get it Maloney as
There you
well.
go.
Don't mention Maloney,
There you
does
go.
Right.
Either one of them, you can say what a good career they had.
But there's speculation that Pusey hang the one tap. I mean, why
I
would they
know
still?
did say that's what I've heard, but you never know.
It's
Could be the case.
Did any
Well,
you
since
see
you mentioned them
Richard
a second
Keys?
ago.
Did
If he's looking
any
about the
see
Celtics
Richard Keys post last
Who?
night? Richard
Who?
Keys.
No, what was he say?
Go on his Twitter, just click on it, mate.
How was his? Hold on,
He
I've
was
got that up
calling
here.
on to Inspector Clouseau and all that, saying he's not got a fucking Scooby Doo, and
I'll
you
get my
need
other
to
phone
cut,
here. You talk amongst yourselves, and I'll
you need
fucking
to
get it.
cut ties straight away because he's just making you look fucking stupid.
I'm not saying.
Richard Keys.
No, I know.
No,
I'm telling you that he's saying.
I'm not saying that we should just carry on with it, but I just feel that there's too much fucking disasters going on to just kind of he's the sole purpose of it.
Yeah. No, I believe. I you need to give him time, mate. Look at me at the start of the season. So give him time. It didn't work out, and then I'm actually glad that they picked the manager that I wanted.
Well, I get that the people will say, "Oh, stick with the formation," but his formation is totally different, and the way he wants to play is just totally different. That's the only way he can do it.
Well, you
He
look
needs to
at the
do
current
proper plays in. I mean,
scoreboard, there is a cut on saying in 7 year, nobody Celtic, but in 7th year, that Nancy will win the fucking Champions League with somebody and it would only be at yours 2 year. And now he's probably phoned in saying get him out. Do you know what I mean?
Does a Columbus Crew fan was messaging me on Twitter, they're saying it just looks like the Celtic players just don't want to win. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it's that. I just think that the system's a wee bit.
It's maybe that they're
flawed.
not taking it on board and they've just down tools for
Aye.
this kid to get rid of.
That's
Chelsea made
also
11 changes in the Carabao Cup tonight, says Jerry.
probably all youth players. You know,
Probably all
just
youth
Nah,
players.
saying.
But
fuck's sake.
going back to the
You've got
Richard
about
Keys
50
thing.
normal players.
Back to the Richard Keys thing. It wasn't actually a tweet. What he's done is he's tweeted
Your
uh,
story.
a blog. He's done like a blog.
Yes.
And he basically is saying about how things have went wrong with some certain managers coming from America and all that. So then he was getting into that, and then he said the most recent example of utter madness, Celtic. What on earth were they thinking when they stood Martin O'Neill down and replaced him with a cross between Inspector Clouseau and Russell Martin, and did so 3 games before the cup? Here's my best guess. Somebody clearly thought O'Neill had done enough to settle things down post Rogers at Parkhead. Directors weren't getting stick anymore, and O'Neill had brought back a feel good factor. The team were winning again. So tapping into the new mood, tapping into the new mood of optimism, somebody cunningly thought they'd get their new man in to enjoy a new win over Hearts, a night out in Europe, and then Clouseau could win a cup final. After all, he only had to beat St Mirren in the cup final. Fans would love this, as Clouseau would be an instant hit. Wrong. In fact, they went horribly wrong. In all 3 matches, Clouseau is now scrambling around, talking absolute bollocks, and Celtic are right back where they are after sacking Rodgers as a shambles. So that's Richard Keys, who does a lot of American football, doesn't he?
Well, he's based there in Dubai or something, isn't he? Him and
I
Andy
think
Gray.
that they actually do. I think they do quite a bit of the MLS show there as well, but aye, hard to disagree, man. Hard to disagree.
I read that before the football last night.
I only read out a wee bit there, by the way. There's a full blog if you want to go and
No,
watch it.
he goes on and talks about different teams as well, mate. Doesn't he just talk about yours?
Yeah.
Right, we're at my up because I'm sick of used to now.
How where you going? I heard you've got things to do tonight. Where you going?
I have, mate, gone to Hamilton.
You're going to Hampden
I'm
Aye,
back
mate.
to home country.
at
Aye, mate.
8:15 at night.
Aye, mate.
All right. You got to tell us before.
No, it's not a dog run.
Oh, in fact, you were meant to tell us who said to you that Jamie's losing his mind.
Oh,
Aye,
aye.
you know who it is. He's been on the
Donny.
pod. He's got him to replace me now and again.
Tammy Van?
Nah, before
Kept to
Cam,
the plane. What?
done the Christmas episode last year.
Lewis?
Aye,
How was he saying?
he doesn't say that. He's just saying how funny it is.
He's a big prick. He won the last competition. Oh, by the way, well done to Blair Glynn for winning
Aye,
their competition.
That's
£60
right,
Amazon voucher. He was very thankful. He messaged me saying thanks very much, everybody, and all that as well. So,
all the best. Though.
aye. So, what was I saying now? Aye, Lewis. He didn't even fucking enter the competition. He's won it before. Even Aaron did. What a fanny. Lewis, you're a cunt.
maybe
Imagine winning a
busy laughing at
competition
you
that
and
you've won
your
previously.
TikToks and your
Oh,
videos on YouTube.
What?
I said he's maybe just too busy laughing at you, losing the
Maybe.
plot.
Maybe. Right, mate, you can go whenever you want because I want to talk to Corey about Brendan Rodgers.
Right, on you go then. I'll
Right,
see
mate.
you tomorrow when
No
we've got
bother,
a
mate.
good
aye.
Rangers
Yeah.
man
Oh,
on the
aye, Stuart
podcast.
Haydemore. For all your Rangers fans out there, we're talking to
Yes.
Stuart Haydemore. See you
Yeah,
later,
I'm a
everybody.
beaving. Get a tap at your shop. Aye. See you after.
See you later, mate. Corey, Brendan Rodgers, he's went to Saudi. What's your thoughts, mate?
No surprised. I think I'm more surprised that it happened so soon. I thought he would try another crack at the Premier League. I don't know why. Just had that feeling that he's wanted another crack at the Premier League, but he's got what he's wanted. He's going to get treated like a king. He's going to get all the money he wanted, and aye, fair fucks to the cunt. That's all I
Aye,
can
I
say.
mean, listen, I do agree with you. Fair fucks to him, but I mean, see all this pish about how he's got pride and dignity, and he loves Celtic, and so that it's all out the window, man. The guy has
I,
proved, yeah.
I thought the first time he was saying all that, I was like, but still game buffed care pish. I was like, I don't. It's like when you see managers that I don't really want them. I don't really care if they've got a personal tie to the club in one way or another. I just want them to say, this is the way I like to play football. This is the way I am as a person. And this is what I'm going to try to do as a club. I don't care if they turn around like, I remember my first game at Celtic Park in '98. And you're like, oh, who gives a fuck? Just fucking go out there and do a job. And I thought sometimes Rodgers played up to the camera like, oh, I was born a Celtic man, or I'm Irish and all that stuff. You're like, no, you're not. No, he's not.
Now, listen, I think that you're right. I mean, there was too much of that film at times, and he actually acted. He said one thing and acted another way. And obviously, his
Um,
first stint at Celtic, he done really well. He came back, won the league, all the rest of it. This season, sorry, down tools and he's away. There's no doubt in my mind. In the summer, this is where this is all came from, man. It's all came to Brendan Rodgers hearing about the fact that going to Saudi. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but this is what I genuinely believe. He's heard in the summer there's a possibility of a Saudi job coming up, and he's fucking in the frame for it. And he's come into Celtic and he started off, and they've no backed him, and because he's no signed a contract in the summer, they asked him to sign a contract. He's decided he didn't want to go down that road because Saudi, and then there's been the fallout between him and Dermot Desmond, and we're at this point now. It's so fucking obvious to me, man. It's so obvious to me. But listen,
uh,
good luck to him. If that's what he wants to do, go there, make a load of dough for his fucking future generations and all that. I can't hold that against him, but don't give me this picture of Celtic man and you love Celtic and you love
because
being a Celtic manager and all that because you didn't.
that's what I was going to say. Like, say if he was a true Celtic fan, he wouldn't have down tools twice and fucked off twice. Because
Exactly,
look at
mate.
Martin O'Neill. I know we're probably sick and tired of talking about Martin O'Neill, but he ran his course twice.
Yep.
He didn't want to leave, and that's why the Celtic fans hold him in such high regard for that fact that he says, "I'm here to do a job best of my ability, and once it's done, it's done." And he done it twice, and that I'm grateful for Martin O'Neill more than Brendan Rodgers.
Correct, mate. And Brendan Rodgers, like I say, you hit the nail on the head there. Twice he done it, and also he down tools at Leicester in that last season as well. So he's clearly a huffy guy. He's clearly a guy who doesn't get his own way. He'll fucking throw his toys at the pram and see all this pish. He's got fucking respect and dignity and all that. No, you don't, Brendan. You're all about money, mate. You know it. I know it. Every cunt knows it, mate. But listen, good luck to you, brother. I wish you nothing but success over there. But as soon as things start going rank for you, you'll down tools, mate. We both know it. Jason Murphy, how you doing, Jason? Do you guys think that maybe, just maybe, the other teams in the league are finally catching up with the big two in terms of recruitment and tactics, etc.?
I do feel that to an extent. I'm not thinking that it's to the level of Celtic and Rangers, but I think each team have found their own niche. They found this is what suits their players, and they just build on that. Because like we spoke about Stephen Robinson, like that's what he's done. It's a Mirren, get fast, physical, hard players. I mean that's his whole philosophy. It's worked out for him. Look at Motherwell. It's the exact same thing. It's fast paced, keep the ball on the ground, nice silky football, and they've just built on that, and they'll continue to build in January as well. It's like every team has got their own niche. They're not just trying to copy Celtic and Rangers now. And the recruitment, obviously, you can say Hearts with Tony Bloom and Aberdeen. They've got a good bit of money with that McCormack. So they're doing it their own way. And they're just trying to slowly but surely just off we finish fifth, we'll finish fourth next season. They don't think necessarily they're going to ever win the league, but I do feel in the other side of the coin, sorry, the Celtic and Rangers have took the league for granted to a certain extent, because that's why when I say that the summer signings aren't good enough, people are saying, oh, they're good enough for the league, but I was like, Celtic shouldn't really be signing good enough for the league, and it kind of shows because they're not even good enough for the league.
Definitely, mate. And I think as well, I agree with you, Corey. I think as well, Jason, that see when you see Celtic and Rangers playing so poorly, see when you see them in turmoil, basically a lot of the time, obviously Rangers at the start of the season, they're still no great. You know, Ibrox still isn't a fortress. Whenever Rangers come to town, it still isn't an unwinnable game. Same with Celtic. And I think once these teams outside of Celtic and Rangers, like Hearts, Hibs, Motherwell, or these guys, I think when they look at Celtic and Rangers and see that they are weak, that gives them confidence to, you know, play better and believe in themselves in that as well. And definitely on recruitment, that's a very good point. I think recruitment has been excellent outside of Celtic and Rangers. You know, look at Hearts with the Jamestown thing and that. They're doing it a very clever way. They've bought some good players in the summer there. Motherwell as well. You know what I mean? I'm very, very impressed with Motherwell. The fact that Motherwell went out and got that manager. I think the manager's a really good manager.
Yeah,
He's,
really good.
you know, he won things previously as a manager and as a coach and stuff. So, I think outside of Celtic and Rangers, things are getting better, and obviously inside Celtic and Rangers, things are getting fucking worse.
No, I think maybe if they can continue on this path, like they're going their own way, they're finding their own type of players, they're not just trying to copy a team, it'll only help the league and it'll maybe give Celtic and Rangers maybe a kick in the arse because I feel like now that's what Celtic and Rangers really need. A massive kick in the arse, and I think Hearts doing so well. Obviously, we're not doing it as well, but it's like every other team has been hard to play against. And I think maybe the days of Celtic Park and Ibrox being a fortress might be a day in the past, which might be a good thing for the league as in a neutral point of view. Obviously not for me, because obviously I would like Celtic to win every single home game. But then after it would just give Celtic and Rangers that wee bit more determination because they're like, no, this team's actually good. We need to actually perform. It's not like, oh, it's just Dundee, oh, it's just Kilmarnock, it's just St Mirren. I mean, we would have to be at a game every single game, to be honest.
Definitely, mate. And obviously, St Mirren winning the cup is going to give other teams a lot of confidence. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Aberdeen winning
And,
the Scottish Cup and St Mirren winning the League Cup this season, so it might be a wake up call for them.
well, look at Friday night when we done the pre-match, the pre-cup final special on Friday night when we spoke to Robbie and Ryan. You know, when do you ever remember a team outside Celtic and Rangers get into a game so confident, get into a cup final so confident? They two boys totally believed that they could do it, and they were proved right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it just shows that Celtic and Rangers can be got at. You know what I mean? And listen, well, we've got a big couple of months ahead of us, man, because it's going to be an exciting January. I'm really looking forward to doing the podcast in January, guys, because there's going to be loads to talk about because there's a big, massive month for Celtic, Rangers, and Hibs. Sorry, Hearts. And it's a
Even
big
Hibs,
month for it's a big
it's
month
for
for
everybody,
everybody.
aye.
Big
When you
month for
think about
everybody. But when I'm talking
aye,
about going for the league, I think that it's a big month for all the 3-day clubs.
aye, definitely. I think for Hearts, I would say it's more who can they keep than who they get in.
Definitely, mate. Busty says Motherwell are a good watch. Just shows you good coaching and belief in your system. 100%, mate. 100% spot
Aye.
on. Right, Corey. Anything else you want to talk about before we shoot?
No, pretty much covered everything.
Covered it all.
Had my wee rant and had a wee argument, so I'm all good
Oh,
now.
there's
I'll give
something
me
I want to talk about before I say a couple of other things.
over it.
Stuart Kettlewell, sorry, has been sacked at Kilmarnock. Listen, it was coming. He won one game in 11. No wins in 10, which is just unacceptable. However, did you see the highlights of that Aberdeen game?
No, I haven't watched
No,
many highlights, to be honest.
mate. The Aberdeen goal at the weekend, the penalty to beat Kilmarnock, should never have been a penalty, in my opinion. It was so fucking
Shambles.
harsh. Again, what happened? Handball. There was a free kick, mate. Ball gets put into the box. The boy's actually facing the goal, right? And the blocking was done, and his arms kind of out a wee bit, but it's not like outstretched or anything. It's just kind of out a wee bit, but he's not even looking at the ball. And the blocking was done and hits him in the arm, and the ref gave a penalty. It went to fucking. It didn't even go to VAR. Didn't even go to VAR. He was listening, but and they just said give the penalty. So, listen, like I say, 1-1-10 isn't sorry 1-11 isn't good enough. But to go out that way is pretty harsh on Stuart Kettlewell. Listen, it's going to be hard for him to get back into a position again. You know what I mean? You've left your position at Motherwell, which shows that you're not really willing to stick things out when the going gets tough. And then you go to Kilmarnock and you get sacked. So your stock is going to be pretty low that after that kind of thing. But listen, I hope he does get another job. Maybe go back to Ross County because they've just sacked Tony Docherty, another man that's going to find it tough to get back into things after being sacked at Dundee and now Ross County. But listen, wish these guys would not be the best, man. It's a shame because being a manager is just like any other job in life. You know what I mean? It's like if you're not in a job, then that's it.
Are you just going to give me that 20 quid now, or do you want to wait till me?
But we'll see who, mate. We'll see who comes in there. We'll see who comes in there. Eh? They might
Tony
get
Docherty.
Kilmarnock on a wee. Might get Kilmarnock on a wee run now, man.
Oh, well, Mikey Devlin, he's not up to much. He may be doing his badges with Kilmarnock.
Too many players at Celtic thinking it's a case just turning up and winning. Well, that's what Corey's thinking. But listen, time will tell. Time will tell. A couple of things before we wrap up. Like I said earlier on, we're speaking to Stuart Hay tomorrow.
Looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that. He's a funny guy. Big Rangers man. He does the journey back and all that for Rangers. So tune in for that one.
My old next door neighbour, I know. I might have to mention that to him.
You'll need to get to know him so you can like jump in for a wee bag of sugar now and again and stuff.
A few bob, man, if he's doing that journey but fucking back, man, he'd be alright.
Aye. But we'll not be doing that live. That podcast will be out on Thursday. Which the next thing we'll do another podcast next week just in time for Christmas. If anybody's got any suggestions what they'd like us to talk about or any kind of specific topics or anything like that, because we were talking about maybe doing like a team of the season so far, that might be quite tough in my opinion. You know what I mean? It might be quite hard at this point because the league's not been great. But if anybody's got any suggestions what they'd like us to talk about, also what was the next thing? Remember, just subscribe. Subscribe on here on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, give us a follow. We're also on TikTok, Instagram, X, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Threads. Don't forget
Threads
Threads.
as well. Practically all your socials we're on. We're practically everywhere. All your socials. Podcast. A good few names have been in the night I've not seen, like Jerry and David and stuff like that. So guys, if he's on the subscribe, he's on the following us everywhere. Jason as well. If he's on the following us everywhere, then do that, and we'll see you next week for another podcast.
Catch.
Over and out.